Hi there, and today I'll be finishing off this rather sad looking coach, so I'll then have a complete 3-car set for my Wessex Electric. So my final bricklink order has turned up with all the remaining parts I needed to complete this last coach. So this is now going to look, when it's finished, like this one. The only difference being the Wessex Electric had a first class coach at one end, not both ends, just one, and in the Network Southeast livery that was denoted by this white line here being yellow. So on the new extra one, this white line from there all the way over to the above the blue will be yellow on the second one. So I've got some yellow plates to do that with, but let's get going and get this finished. So first of all, I've got these last two round curved bricks to finish off the front. We've got this side complete, but the other side not. So we've got to take part of the cab apart. Take this piece off, and then take the windscreen off. Most of it needs to come apart, unfortunately. And then these two bricks then will happily sit on here. If I take those out, it'll be easier. Put those on there, and then as with the other end, they're going to have a tile put on the top, but actually the other side I did two 1x1s, so I'm going to replace them now for a 1x2. There we go. Then that piece can go back inside after removing that black plate. Oh no, that's not quite in the right place, is it? We've got I think I need another yellow plate on that one. First, it's in the wrong place. So we need to take that one off. Pop this piece back on and pop it behind like that, and that should marry up with the yellow on the side, which it does. Perfect. Then we'll put that black plate back inside, hold it all down, and we just need to start rebuilding the cab. The other part is on the front of here. We've got a yellow plate, just need to go on the corridor connector. We've got another one of those that can go there like that. Then if we put the cab back together by putting these on first, the windscreen and the columns of 1x1s, and that can go back there. It clicks together nicely again. Then of course the corridor connector, oops, that needed to go on before the roof. Let's see if we can just get that piece off. That ties in here, so it needs to go on before the roof does. So if we can get that back in place. Yeah, and that's all nice and sturdy now. Fantastic. Right, next job is to sort out the blue stripes underneath the windows. So let's remove this whole window section. Those slopes can stay in, obviously. And then we've got blue plates. And then our second row of blue plates. Is that, no, that is correct, yes, because these then go back there. Yes, that's correct. Then these obviously have to sit, if you remember, on the smooth tiles. So they go here. So we've got some 1x8s there, some 1x2s in the middle, and then another set of 1x8s here. And that's smooth for the windows to sit on. Now these windows also need some 1x1 studs on there. They can click into these columns and hold themselves down. And so I need another 1x1 on there, and the other column. So now that whole assembly is 2x6 across the middle, just gives it a little bit more rigidity when it's in. Otherwise these windows would be, if you pushed on the sides, they would flex a lot. So we've only got 3 here. They flex a bit, but not as much as if we didn't have that plate across there. Brilliant. So now again we have our door window and obscured toilet window. And then lastly, our final row of blue plates. And these last 2 ones won't get connected until we do the next row of plates on top. So there we go, getting there. Right, so lastly, I said we needed this yellow strip to say, oops, to denote that it's first class. So if I click those 2 together and put this on here. We'll spin it around and do the other side. Perfect. Back to this side. All looking good. Then we need our red strip. Oh, unfortunately I need some 1x1s, if you bear with me. I'll go to the store of 1x1 plates. And hopefully we've got some white ones in here. Yes, we have. So just some 1x1s. This is everything in here is 1x1s, whether they're rounds or squares or modified 1x1s with holes, but a handy box called 1x1 plates modified. So there are our 1x1s to go in there. Then we need our red strip along the top. Which starts singly. Then we have our plates to give the roof much more stability. And I hope I have calculated this correctly. There we go, so all the way to the end. Perfect. then we start building our roof up. So we've got our centre sections. So as in the previous videos, these were just the 2x8 plates with the modified grille tiles on top. That's a 2x6 at the end. And then all the smooth curved tiles. Smooth curved bricks rather. And just on the end, the 2x2s with a 1x2 plate, so it gives it the same profile on the end. And while we're on here, we'll do the same for the sides of the coach. And all of a sudden it is looking much more respectable. There we go. We'll spin it around, finish the other side, and we will be complete, I believe. Hopefully I've got exactly the right number of these. I'm not going to be one short. I thought I needed 22. I didn't actually count when the order came in, but I'm hoping. Looks like it's going to be perfect. 3, 2, 1, and finished. So there we go. There is our other end. You see the difference being that line, white on this end, yellow on this end, being showing it was the first class. And then our coach, which goes in the middle. So starting here, we run all the way through. To our new end. And that is finally finished. Now the 442 was a five car set, so we had 2 driving trailers at each end. This was actually coach number 2 and 4, so we had duplicated this, and then the middle one was actually a buffet car standing, so you actually walked up and bought snacks at a counter service bar. I haven't got the parts to do 5 cars, and 5 would actually be too long for most of my layout, so I was sticking with the 3 cars. So instead of doing the buffet in the middle, I've just done a regular car. But otherwise than that, I'm very pleased with how this has turned out, especially this new end with our first class yellow stripe on it. Just before this series finally comes to an end with this Wessex Electric, one modification to show if you've been watching earlier videos is the power functions, well, powered up, is located in the middle car. If you'd watched the earlier video to show when that was put in, but to keep taking these elements off to turn it on and off was a bit of a drag. So what I've done is on the underside of this 2x4 with the tiles on, I've added one of these dome pieces which they use in Lego City trains, and if we put that on there, it sits above the button, but it can be pressed to turn the button on without having to take the elements off. So then what we've got is we'll put these slopes back on, and for the very last bit, what I've got is some 1x1 transparent plates, which we're going to put on to the underside of these 2 modified tiles. And we're going to join them together with a 1x2 like that, so it looks almost identical, except you can just see through those elements. If we pop that on there, you can just see it looks a slightly different colour, but it means when we press here, you can see the light flashing ready to pair, and there it is paired, and then we can change the channel to whatever colour we want. That makes it easier to see when it's running around the layout what channel it is, and also which controller you need, but also it reminds you, if you've left it on, you can see that the light's on, and it can remind you to turn it off if it'll turn off. There we go. Reminds you to turn it off, and saves you batteries. So there we go, that's the end of the series. Thank you if you've been watching it all this time. I hope you've enjoyed it, and feel free to like, comment and subscribe to watch further videos that I'm going to be making about Lego.